Good morning from Wild Heather Cottage. Just clearing my throat there. It's -2 this morning, so it's a bit frosty, so I'm going to take you for a little walk out in the garden. I've got the fire going, as you can see there, and my coffee, so I'll just pick up the coffee there and we'll go for a little walk out into the winter wonderland. Oh, as soon as I'm passing through the kitchen, I'll just make you dizzy by spinning you around. I want to show you what I made yesterday. This is, I'll put it on the bench to get a bit of view, is homemade mayonnaise. It's the first time I think I've ever made such a really good batch. It's, look at it, nice and thick and creamy. So easy to make too, just eggs, mustard, any flavour oil you want, a bit of salt, and put it in the food processor. And away I went, and that's what I've got, and it's beautiful. And you can add herbs and, as I said, different flavoured oils to give it different flavouring, and it's just lovely. It keeps for about 2 weeks in the fridge, so I'm rather proud of that. Oh, just have a sip of my coffee. Oh, it's -2, as I said, so it's a little bit wintry. Let's have a little bit of music. I love the sound of it. Okay. Isn't that lovely? That was made by some local artisans just around the corner. They used to sell them at the Gypsy Fair that travels around New Zealand, and they're beautiful. These silver spoons and silver forks made into wind chimes. And I thought I'd take you for a little walk. Now this is a plant here. This is rose geranium. Oh, look at that, my chair's frosted. Look at that. Oh, the chair's frosted. This is rose geranium. And you just rub the leaves and it smells like roses. You can't smell it, but I can. They use it for potpourri and things like that. Now you're going to be a wee bit careful with rose or geraniums. That's a geranium as well. So I think it's an apple geranium. You've got to be careful of them. They get very frost tender, because as you can see by this little dead stick here, this was last year's damage. So yes, you've got to be careful with geraniums. They're very frost tender. Wee touch of frost on there, so I'll be moving it, I think, inside to the veranda a little bit more. Take you around to, this is the lemon balm, looking a little bit weathered from all the frost, but it will bounce back because nature has an incredible way of bouncing back. These herbs here aren't affected too much. Looks like that. There's the white frost on the wood. That's the thyme seems to be fine. The oregano seems to be fine. A bit of frosting on the top, but happy. Whoops, can't say the same for the chives. Look at that. The chives, nope, the chives aren't happy, but they go dormant. So what they're doing is they're dying off at the top. Oh, you can see it, little bits of, look at that regrowth coming up already. See, the leaves die down in the frost and it protects the bulbs underneath. And of course they have a little hint of weather, good weather, and they come back. So you can see there's a wee bit of sunshine coming through on these plants over here, which is helping to melt the frost. Oh, I'll just go over and check the windows of the van. The camper van. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the frost all standing up like that on the seashell. Isn't that beautiful? I'll put my coffee cup there and melt it. I feel a bit bad, really. Oh, it's very thick. On the gate there, and let's see how. Oh, yes. Look at that. Look at that. There's a smiley face. Oh, well, not quite a smiley face, but there we are. I was going to write hi. Look at that in the frost. Yes, that's well frosted. So we'll be, sun's coming onto it now, so it'll start to melt the ice, so that'll be good. So it doesn't really affect the lavender either. The lavender bush seems quite happy. Of course, out here you'll see the ground's quite slippery. The rhododendron loves it because they're a Himalayan plant. Wait till that four-wheel drive goes past. They're from the Himalayas, so of course frost and doesn't affect it at all. In fact, it thrives on it. It actually needs to be frosted, and many plants do need to be frosted, or they don't do well at all. And the chair is well frosted here. Yeah. Why the vehicles are so noisy on the road is because the road's quite icy, and so it actually makes it quite difficult to drive on, but it also increases the sound. So I just walk across the lawn here. There's over here, and this is another plant that loves to be frosted, and look, it's covered in buds. This is a pink camellia. Once again, it's a plant that comes from a much colder place and needs to be frosted in order to flower well. And you can see by the buds that we're going to have a beautiful display come September. Usually when the snow starts coming, because it usually snows in September because it's lambing time. And calving, of course, and of course it snows heavily about that time. And out come these beautiful pink flowers, which I'll show you when it blooms. Absolutely lovely. So she's getting ready to put on her beautiful display of hope, because when she's covered in pink flowers, it's like a sign of hope in spring. As the spring is coming, and she's one of the first to flower. I'm looking forward to that. Retrieve my cup of coffee. Needing just, where is it? I know things may look a bit sad in the garden. See, look at this is a fuchsia tree, and the fuchsia looks like it's been in the freezer, so all its leaves are sort of drooping down, and you think, oh, it's going to die. It's actually not. When it's cold, of course, it retreats. It folds down its leaves. I think there's another one. It's a chamomile. Oh, look at this. This is a coprosma. It's a native, of course, a little coprosma. Look at the white frost all over it. It's a golden coprosma. So a lot of the plants do this. They fold up their leaves as winter comes. I mean, winter's a beautiful time of the year. I mean, not so much visually. I mean, visually it's absolutely stunning. But also, that bird keeps singing. If I'm going to talk, the bird sings. It's a beautiful time of year because it gives nature, Mother Nature, a chance to rest. Hibernate, if you want to say. Hibernate is what she's doing. And I think humans are probably one of the very few species on this planet that doesn't hibernate. That keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Although, to be honest, where are you, you beautiful bird? Oh, it's a bellbird. There's a rare bellbird in the apple tree there. I don't want to get too close because, whoops, she's flying over there. It's a bellbird, which are very rare. I think they're, look at you. Good morning. We're coming looking for your breakfast too. It is that time of year, isn't it? Oh, you're eating the berries there. Oh. Gosh, she's beautiful. It's a bellbird. And I think they only live down here in the lower part of the South Island now. And you did hear their song. So very lucky, despite the dog next door barking. So she was in the apple tree, she was. Anyway, so what we were saying about nature hibernates. It's got to rest, because if you grew all the time and you never stopped and you were just active, of course you just wear out. You burn out. And nature's the same. It has its rest period You know, animals hibernate as well. They slow down. You'll probably notice your pets will spend more time sleeping in the sun and not doing too much activity. You know, bears do. As I said, I think humans are one of the few that don't. We continue to try and bounce our way through, but to be honest, we do slow down. You find sitting by the fire more, going visiting friends and just reading your books, and we do slow up as well because you've got to have that rest time. So if you didn't, you would burn out. You would absolutely exhaust your body. It needs to recognise that it's winter. We need to slow up. We need to just enjoy the fruits of our labour and just observe. And as I wander around the garden here, I can see what I suppose I would call hope. It is hope, because as you walk around, little patches of sun on the grass, isn't that so pretty? See, Mother Nature's keeping us entertained, even during the colder months, entertaining us. These are all the raspberries, nicely frosted. These are the apricot tree. She's not in bud yet, she's still asleep. But look at that. Look at this on the plum tree. Look at those little hints of red. They are tiny weeny blossoms waiting to flower. As soon as they think the time is right,